Hello everyone and welcome to another Wizard101 video. Today I'm going to be doing an opinion piece, and you've clicked on this because of that. Not an opinion piece, but just an opinion video on the Catacombs. And if you don't know, the Catacombs were released in an update by KingsIsle approximately 7 months ago now. I think it was released in November of 2019, so a while ago. Okay, wait, that's like almost 11 months. What am I saying? Anyways, the Catacombs introduced a lot. It introduced you know, I'm just gonna pretend that that didn't happen. Anyways, it introduced a new set of gear to farm for. You know what? We're just gonna go for this fight in the background while I'm talking. It introduced a new set of gear to farm for. It introduced newer and harder enemies, and it basically gave a new, fresh thing. It's kind of similar to Darkmoor, the 4 dungeons that were released, and obviously it is to keep the updates coming, and also to get new gear for you to farm for, new, you know, incentives to buy a membership, stuff like that. Now, I haven't actually watched videos on the Catacombs before. I haven't seen any other YouTubers make a video on it. It's not that I haven't seen it, I just haven't watched it. But this is basically what I'm going to be summing up. Like, I'm going to be giving my thoughts and opinions on the Catacombs and why I think that they are mixed, but mostly positive. So the first thing is the difficulty. The difficulty is definitely a lot harder than usual. The difficulty mirrors some of the past things. Like, I think Omen in Polaris was a decent difficulty similar to this, but this is a little bit higher, which is good. It gives a challenge for the players, and it gives more strategy for higher levels. You know, they need to think more rather than just, oh, click spell, right? So I think that that's a big positive. The second thing is the new gear. Obviously, they released the Dragoon set, and that has become the new meta. You wear the Dragoon hat and the Dragoon boots and the Dragoon ring, and then you all of a sudden have 150 damage and 100% critical. Not 100% critical, but very high critical. Obviously, you need other gear beyond that, but, you know, it's a gross exaggeration, but it's not necessarily untrue. But there is now a bunch of people farming for this gear. There still is, despite the fact that the thing has been released for a while. And I think that that's a positive. It gives people something to think about. But now I'm going to share probably what I think is the best part of this update, and is why I think KingsIsle is going a different direction, but a good direction. So if you didn't know, you can come down to the Catacombs right here, and then, oh hey, one of my friends is there named Eric. Then you take a right here, and you go over to Zasha Emberforge here, and you can see that you can craft not only the Dragoon gear, which you have to craft, is that a glitch? I think that's a glitch. But anyways, obviously you have to, why am I spacing out? You can craft the gear, which I think is an amazing thing for the game in general. And the reason for this is, and I don't know if many of you can kind of, like, I'm not calling you stupid, but I don't know if you can comprehend the exact thing behind this and why this is such a dramatically good thing, because it is offering a way to continue the game and get the best gear, the best stats, and the best overall setup without farming. Now, for the longest time, grinding has been the only way to get gear. You have to grind for your Waterworks gear, you have to grind for Malastare gear, but for the Dragoon gear, you still have to grind, but you don't have to grind for the specific piece. You grind for the ingredients which you can use to craft the piece. This makes it so that there's a lot less RNG. So, for example, there's been people who've done 100 Waterworks runs and somehow never got one piece of gear, right? But if you do 100 Waterworks runs that are, say, all guaranteed to drop this one ingredient, you would have enough ingredients to craft the piece of gear, right? So it's still difficult, but it removes the main issue with farming is the RNG elements, and makes it so that it is guaranteed after a certain amount of time that you will get the stuff, which I think is overall a really positive thing, and is something that I consider to be, you know, a really good thing that KingsIsle's implemented. And I hope that they do this in the future. I hope that they continue releasing updates and stuff that drops, that, you know, you have a crafting and have guaranteed. Now there's another reason why this is a positive beyond just this, and that's the fact that that it gives people incentive to do crafting as well. A lot of times, you know, there isn't a lot of incentive to do crafting because, you know, you can just farm for gear and then get it, and then, you know, you never really need to get more. But with sorry, I just started spacing out. Wait, let me pause and try to regain my train of thought. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I just completely lost my train of thought. But basically, it gives incentive to crafting, which obviously there was not as much before. And it, you know, it gives a reason for you to go up to legendary, or not legendary. What is it? It's what's the last thing of crafting? I don't actually know. But it gives a reason to go up to max crafting rather than stay at, you know, say level 1, right? And I think that that's a positive. It shines light on other features of the game and overall fleshes out the game, you know, entirely, which I think is important for continuing the life of the game and continuing forward, which is why I think KingsIsle, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, you should continue doing this, because people will much rather, much rather, like, certain people will much rather craft than have to farm a million times to get this. Obviously, this is still difficult, you know, you still have to get all of these alchemical ingredients to even get the thing, which, you know, it's still a lot, but it's, you know, it's better than potentially never even getting the gear because it's too RNG or too rare. Like, for example, you know, like, some people don't want to have to farm for, like, the ring boss is one of the hardest bosses, if I remember correctly, which, you know, some people don't want to have to beat a very difficult boss over and over and over again, because there's no chance, unless you have a set team, there's a chance that there will always be that stupid player who does not know how to play who is there. And this removes that, you know, it makes it so that, like, you can craft. Like, I could theoretically never progress from the quest. Like, I'm only on the Defeat Confusing Ghost, which is Defeat Sir Gregor over here. I could theoretically never do that again and still have full Dragoon gear if I wanted to, which obviously you don't want to get full Dragoon gear, but you can get the ones that you want. And, you know, I wouldn't have to farm for it because, you know, it wasn't necessary, because I just, you know, I farmed for the smaller things from, like, King Detrius over there, or is it Detrius? I don't know, but you get the gist. Basically what I'm saying is, good update, good job KingsIsle. I want to see more of this in the future, and, you know, I'm sorry if this isn't the video you wanted, but, you know, I think that this is why the Catacombs is a good thing, and why I think that KingsIsle should do that in the future. And I'm gonna get caught in that battle again. This is going to be the second time. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find my way out. And you know what? I'm just going to end the video here. If you liked it, please drop a like, hit the sub button. And if you agreed, or if you have anything to add, if you have any, like, experiences in the Catacombs, go ahead and leave those in the comments as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a fantastic day. Thank you all for watching.